Alright, boys. Grand Cross Sora just announced that there's going to be the second LR very soon. It says July 12th here, which would be a Wednesday, which Thursday is the release of the new banner, so maybe we just get it then. I think we all assumed it was just going to be the fest banners. Like every fest banner we get an LR to go alongside with it. But maybe they just do it like whenever now. Yeah, so obviously Small Wing King, very, very likely. And also Goddess list, very, very likely, okay? But I did make a list that was a bit more on the creative side of things, ignoring the Netmarble factor, alright? Because if you just go by what Netmarble does, they always do the very, very obvious thing. And the way it seems right now is they're just going to go the first festival of each character in order, okay? But seeing as Goddess list is still being used in the meta, and their whole goal of LRs is to bring old characters back into being used, I don't think they should do Liz, like based on their own words. But their words are usually just like empty promises anyway, so they'll just do Liz now, because she's the second fest ever released. But if they do skip Liz, rightfully so, and they do Small Wing King, that would be pretty cool to see. But I did make a list on what I believe like the next character should be. I actually forgot to put him on there. I think someone like pointed it out too. Yeah, no, well, I think I read this one, like, yeah, I forgot Small Wing. I legit just forgot. I just legit just forgot him, even though he's one of my favorite units. But anyway, I was thinking like, I think like these are like obviously must LRs, right? And I was like trying to not just go off the fact of like, okay, it has to be festivals, right? I was just thinking of like what is like some old iconic units, which I also have a video on. What are some old iconic units that like I would love to see back in the meta, right? As toxic as they might be when they come back, right? You know, I'd love to see this. So if I go on iconic, I think I have this too. Yeah, who's the most iconic Grand Cross unit, right? These units don't do well, bro. But yeah, I mean, Goldfire has been in both of them on the top tier, right? So you'd think Mr. would get it here. Lost Vein 2, I say he's the most iconic, and he got the LR first. And yeah, I just think I think it'd be cool if it wasn't a festival, but seeing as the Marvel, it's probably just going to be Fest King. Because I think they're gonna skip Goddess list. I think they're gonna go by their own words for once, and they're just gonna skip Liz. If they don't skip Liz, let's go over a kit and let's do like a quick prediction, right? You can let me know your prediction in the comments as well. We can go open Liz and King. There we go. Now we did this on the Sacred Treasure podcast too. If you want to check that out, we all had our like own like very broken, like unrealistic, just like on the spot, just give them everything we could ask for. Ideas for the like characters, if we were to allow them. But anyway, Liz, I think this stun is gonna like infect or something, or like lock Old Cage, or delete Old Cage, right? Something like this. Or they might go like the weird route and they give it like an offensive thing too. So it'll be like stun plus pierce, right? Because on Lost Vein, if we check, it was all so he had an offensive one, charge, ignores defense, right? That's a damage increase, and then like a utility, infect, right? It had fill Old Cage was utility, and then they added the damage one, sever. So I think if they go by this rule, then Liz, rank 1, I don't know, but then like rank 2 and 3 with the stun would be an offensive one, because stun is utility, so they could do like spike, I don't know, right? Or like cleave. Cleave would be like the only thing I can see here actually like increasing the damage. But that'd be silly, I think. I think she doesn't need a damage increase. That's not what she's here for, right? So they might just go double utility, right? They might do stun and deplete Old Cage. That's what I think. And her shield, I think, is just gonna heal. I think her shield's just gonna heal. I don't know what else you can do with the shield. The shield's broken already, right? Especially because they're gonna increase the multiplier. Then the Holy Relic becomes more relevant too. Like this shit's just gonna be broken. With the new stats and everything and her high attack, this is just gonna be like insane. So anything they add onto it is going to be stupid. I think it's going to be a heal. Or something like a heal, right? Or maybe like reflect. Maybe they add like the Taizu reflect. If you don't know, Taizu has a buff card that gives like reflects damage. Right, they could do that. But then I think that wouldn't make sense with this one. Maybe they removed the Exclude Rupture, bro. I don't know. There's a lot they can do with this that would be toxic. There's nothing they can do with this that would make it not toxic. They can make it like cleanse 1 debuff on everyone. I don't know, man. Like I can see everything. Like anything they do with this, it's just gonna be wrong. You don't need to change this skill, right? And then her passive too, right? Like let's not forget, Meliodas, little bro, got his passive change too. Okay. Oh, it's not on here. Oh, it is. The LR passive, yeah. Increase all the blah, 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 and then he gets all this stuff, right? So like, what if they do like the ally that gets revives for 50% increased all stats or something, bro? I don't know, something silly like that. What if they do that? What if they make it so she can revive 1 ally and herself once each, right? So if you kill her to try and proc the revive, that's gonna proc her own revive. And then if you try to kill someone else, they still have a revive. I don't know. I can't think of anything that wouldn't be broken of her. I can't think, like, unless they want to ruin it and they just go super, like, her passive is like, yeah, she gets 10% increased all stats when she dies, right? Or she gives that to, like, the ally that dies. And then, or they make it so the ally that dies revives to full HP, right, instead. They just change that. And then, like, 15% basic stats something, because that's, like, a goddess thing. Then, yeah, sure. But I don't know. I can't see anything that wouldn't be like super broken. Like most of the things, ultimate too, right? Like Lost Finn's ultimate got buffed drastically, so this will just reflect more, and this will just heal more. And then this was just like he got the bonus effect of increasing all stats for 2 turns, right? What if she gets something like that too, right? Like increases allies basic stats by like 10% or something, right? We gotta stick with the basic stats thing, right? Actually there is, yeah, you could do like a Chad King passive for her too, right? Where like if they shield they get basic stats. They could do that too for this. I don't know, God is all about basic stats. So I could just see this, right? Their substats can't be touched thanks to Mel, or like their stats can't be touched from Mel, and then their basic stats just get bigger. You know, it all makes sense. This is going to be disgusting with this if she gets the LR attack and everything. So I hope it's not her. But let's talk about King. King, I feel like they're gonna do utility on this, right? I don't think they're gonna do another damage thing. They could do full ult gauge on this, right? If they're gonna want to be boring. I mean, it would work for him very well. His ultimate is very strong still, and that's really it. Like I don't, like they're not gonna add another offensive part, right? It's always offensive and utilities, I think. So I don't know. Like they could do utility as in what's some utility skill effects, bro? Let's see. We could do break. Only Arden has. Oh yeah, she has that too. Yeah, break. That's well, it's an offensive one though. Yeah. Delete. Oh, I like that. Oh, what if that they give that to the Liz on her stun? She also deletes 1 card at random. Oh, because delete only works on rank 2 too, right? Yeah, wait. I think that's what she's gonna get. She's gonna get remove 1 orb and delete 1 skills at random. I think that's what it is. I think that's what it is for Liz. I'm gonna call that right now. And then yeah, I mean they could give him Despair, right? But Despair is like usually an AoE effect. We could see it on a single target. Maybe they give that to his thing. So he already applies poison and bleed, and then Elaine already gives him shock. It's like they can just give this infect, right? And that's fine. Yeah, not too sure what they can give him there. The spare would be cool. I'd love to see Expel given to a different character. What is Frenzy? Oh, right. Okay. Well, yeah. Lifesteal, like they'll just give him something bad. I think. I don't think it'll be anything like crazy. Like half of these are so like character specific. I mean, wave would be cool, but yeah. Anyway, yeah, I think this one will just be some utility that doesn't matter. It doesn't add anything, unless it's full ult gauge, but that would be kind of boring because Lost Vein has that. And then this card, if it infects, that'll be really strong because you can like kind of trigger his entire passive by himself then, with just a lane on the team. And his ultimate, they can do a lot of things too. His ultimate, they can buff in heinous ways. They can just give it the Kusek thing, where it's Power Strike as well. they can give it, right, Kusek has, if you don't know, Kusek has Power Strike and Abyss. Power Strike, and then a 6/6, a 3/4, 5/6, he also gets Abyss. Right, they could do the same thing, but like reverse, like it's Abyss, and then 3/4, 5/6, he gets Power Strike. That could be something. And then just the multiplier that's going up is going to be really strong with his Relic, because it inflicts bleed when he does damage with an AoE, and this counts. So he does like 500k AoE, and like someone lives, right? Then before it's their turn and they just die to the Abyss anyway, you could punch them, and it will release that bleed damage, and that bleed damage is going to be like 1,000,000 or something. So it's going to be like, that's why it's always funny to see this. I've done it once in a video, and that's how I found out. And yeah, anyway, that's insane. But yeah, I don't know. Like, any sort of buff to this is just going to make this like super, super insane, and that's good. They could give it Wave. They could just give it the Freya thing again, because, I mean, her ult was really strong, right? But yeah, that's really it. Let me know what you think, who the next LR is, what you think, or what you want their kid to do. I'll be reading the comments, as I always do. And that's gonna be it from me, boys. Good job.